Hello and welcome to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 323. And yes, I am wearing Yoka's shawl again because it lives in the living room on my chair and I wear it on a daily basis. And apparently, even though it's spring, the weather doesn't know that it's spring yet, so it's kind of chilly. So I have this wrapped around me to stay nice and cozy and toasty today. I have some finished objects, so we will get started with the first one, which is a little critter called a Snorlax. It's one of the Pokemon characters. I had a lady buy one of the chickens. This is the only thing I've got left, is the little pink chicken. The green chicken, she bought that and she asked if I could make this thing called a Snorlax, and I had no clue what she was even talking about. I had to Google it and find out, and I was like, yeah, I think I could figure it out. It looked pretty simple. So that's why I went to Hobby Lobby, because out of all the yarn I had, I did not have in acrylic the color that I needed in the blue or the white. So I went to Hobby Lobby. I did not get their really good sale. They are, if you haven't heard already, Hobby Lobby, the rumor is getting rid of all of their non-Hobby Lobby yarns. So they apparently did a huge clearance and I missed it. But anyway, I did get 30% off. But the lady who requested that I make it has already picked up the little Snorlax. However, I did take some video footage before she picked it up so I could show it to you all. So I'm going to insert that footage so you can see what it is and what it turned out looking like. So my finished object, I will show you in a minute, but if you missed the video on Wednesday that was the Hobby Lobby haul, you can click the link right here and that will take you to it. But I went there specifically to buy 2 colors of yarn. I bought some white and I bought just a small skein of the Yarn Bee Mini Maker white. And I used up nearly all of it. The other that I bought was I Love This Yarn. And both of these are acrylics, and this was in the royal blue color. This I used about half of the skein. So what did I make with it? I had a lady buy this little chicken, and she asked me to make another little critter. So here he is. Now you may be going, what is this? Because I really didn't know either. This is my interpretation of a Pokemon animal called a Snorlax. So I did not have a pattern for this. Let me get close. You can see his little face, and he's got his little canines, and there's his little ears. There's his little tummy. He's got feet, and he actually has little toenails as well. And his little hands also have little toenails. So yeah, he's cute, he's squeezable. I didn't stuff him so tight that he isn't huggable because this is for a little 8-year-old. But yeah, this is what she asked me to make. I had to Google it to find out what it was. Like I said, I did not use a pattern for this because I'll be honest, it's super simple because everything is pretty much a ball. This is just round. These are round. I did crochet the bottom and then the top and then hook them together. So it's kind of donut shaped. It's flatter than it is. It's not a ball. It's rounder. It's round, but it's a flat ball. His head is also a ball, and then the ears are knitted. And I knitted just a square and then folded it over so it would have double thickness, so it would give it it would stand up nicely. And then these were like just tubes, and I crocheted the little toenails, and then I pushed them through from the inside out. Just through some of the holes in the crochet to create the little toenails. So yes, there's my Snorlax. So of that yarn, I have about a half of skein. And this is, I Love That acrylic. It is a Hobby Lobby yarn. And this is how much I've got left, which is about a half a skein. So I don't plan on making another Snorlax, but the pattern, I didn't use a pattern. I just kind of went with it. It's basically made up of little balls. And so I figured it was pretty easy to put together, but I'm thinking I'm going to make some out of some black and white or some gray and white or maybe even some orange and white and make them into little cats and just put a tail on the back of them, because to me they look like a little cat. So I'm going to have a little bit of fun with that and experiment and see how that does with the craft sales. So that is finished item number 1. Finished item number 2. Well, I'll show you one that I made a couple years ago. Here is the first one. I have 3 of these and they hang out on that shelf right behind me. And I store yarn in them. Now this is made with acrylic yarn. This was Lion brand Pound of Love that I made this with, but I also incorporate clothesline into it to give it a little bit more structure. You can also make these into nice pocketbooks too. You could just, instead of the base being round, you could make it oval and you could have a nice pocketbook. But anyway, someone had seen a video that I made several years ago on how to crochet with the clothesline in there to just give it more structure. And they requested, could I make, and there goes my shawl, could I make a tutorial on how to make the basket itself? And I don't know why it never occurred to me to do so before. So I did. So Wednesday's video is going to be a tutorial. This is my finished object that I used for the tutorial. It's about the same size because I based it off of the other one. So you can see it's a 12-row pattern to get the base done. And yes, so that will be Wednesday's video, is a tutorial on how to make this. So this is finished object number 2. Then I have a semi-finished project. I finished what is now the back of my sweater. This is a free pattern from Patons or Patons, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I would say it's Patons because it's only 1 T in it. But anyway, it's a free pattern. I think it was called Grace. It's basically a V-neck like summer tee. It's short sleeved. This was supposed to be the front with the V-neck, but the more I got into it, I just got afraid that the width here was not going to be wide enough. It was going to be a little snug in some areas, and there goes the shawl again. Oh well, I'll just leave it off for now. I flap my arms around too much. But anyway, I was afraid it just would not be quite wide enough for the front for obvious reasons. And so it got turned into the back instead. So I just did the scoop neck part of the back. And it has the armholes here. So I finished the back, not to be confused with the front. So that is my last finish object. So now I will just move right into my works in progress because I'm now working on the front. It starts out exactly the same, but I made it about 2 inches wider than the back. It won't affect the armholes or anything like that because the armholes will still be, of course, at the edge. At the edge here, it'll come in the same amount and everything. There'll just be more fluffiness across the front, if you know what I mean. So it is about, like I said, about 2 inches wider than the other one. And I think that will just give me just enough positive ease that it'll be more comfortable. I don't like tight fitting clothing. So yeah, and this is comfy cotton blend. It doesn't shrink a whole lot, but if it did, I want to make sure I can wear this when I finish. So I'm on my second skein of yarn. This is Comfy Cotton Blend, and the color is Ocean Breeze, and I have 2 more skeins of this. So I should have plenty because the only thing that after I finish the front and the front, or what was supposed to be the front that turned into the back used about a skein and a third. So the front will take a little bit more than that, and that should still leave me with enough to do just the short sleeves. And that's the only parts, it's just 4 parts. So that is that work in progress. Then I've been working on my Flax Light / Colorwork sweater that I turned into a Colorwork sweater. And there's the top, which I had finished last week. Last week when I showed you this, I had just separated for the sleeves. And this would be where the armpit is. The colorwork part of it is all done at this point. And last week I was like right just into the first couple rows under the sleeve. So I have done about 3 inches. And this is fingering weight yarn. The yarn is Vitalana. It's a knit crate yarn. Knit crate's not in business anymore. It is a linen, silk, and merino blend. So it is really soft, but there's one thing I don't like about this yarn. And let's see if I can show you where it's at, because it really is going to drive me crazy. I have noticed that while it is plied, it's a 2-ply yarn, some sections of it, for the most part, it's the same thickness all the way through, but every so often I get a blob that is thicker than the other spots. And it has caused a little bit of issue with some of the stitches. And I know there's one on here. Why am I not finding it now so I can show it to you? Must be on this side. Maybe it won't drive me crazy because I can't seem to find it now. It almost made it look as if I had a hole in my knitting, and I don't. It's just where the yarn was thicker. Okay, I found it. Well, at least that's good to know. It's not standing out glaringly obvious. But if you look right here, you can see that there's a section that's thicker, and there is another one. I know I saw another one that was worse than that, because here it is, I found it. You can see it right here. That's not a missed stitch. There, you can see it. It is not a missed stitch. It's just that the yarn is thicker right there, and it doesn't have as much twist to it. So that would be the only thing I don't like about it. Otherwise, it's extremely soft, and I think it's going to be very comfortable, even though it has some merino wool in it. I think the fact that it has the linen and the silk in it, it's going to stay relatively comfortable for summertime and springtime wear. So that, oh, and it's now stuck to my ring. So that is one of my other projects. Then I have been working on this mitered square blanket. Well, it's a sweater, I think, or cardigan, I think. So I actually went all the way across this week. So I did this one, and this one, and this one. I should hold it closer so you can see it. And that one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Did I really do that many of them? I guess I did. I went literally all the way across. Yeah, so we'll just keep on going. That one, this one, and these two. I stuck a stitch marker where I started and where I stopped. So yeah, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of them. It's 14 across, and I based that on, if I put this on my wingspan this way, it goes from wrist to wrist. So it'll be like the arms. This is going to be the back. So the arms are going to be, they fit like with just 3 squares around this way, but I'm going to need more up here to get around the bat wings. So we'll figure it out as I go. But yeah, I'm going to start on the body part of it next. Well, this is the body too, but this is where the sleeves would be, except from in the back. So now I'll start with the section that would come down here in the back. At least I think. I'm winging this as I go. So we'll see what happens. So that is what I have been working on this week. What have you all been working on? in my acquisitions, I have something that is just, I can't even expect. It is out of my skill set. That is for sure. One of the viewers had asked for my address and said she wanted to send me something. I had absolutely no idea what she was sending me until it came in, and it literally brought tears to my eyes because the amount of work she put into this is just amazing. Like I said, I've done C2C before, but I've never done a Grafgan type of thing. She made a banner that says Katrina's Creations. How amazing is this? Let me sit back here so you can see the whole thing. Just amazing. So thank you so much, Mary. You have no idea how much this means to me. So she also included the rest of this purple yarn so that if I want to make a back to it and make a pillow, I can. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do that or if I'm going to mount it on a dowel and use it as like a wall hanging. Let me know what you think I should do. I'm thinking possibly wall hanging and displaying it right back there, but we shall see. So let me know what you think I should make with this, how I should display this. So yeah, I was, like I said, totally flabbergasted when I saw that. I just, yeah, means so much. Like I said, I brought tears to my eyes to think somebody spent that much time doing so. I'm getting teary now. Doing that for me just really meant a lot. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we have a lot of videos this week. Tuesday will be the Katrina Clutter Free video, and it's going to be one of 2 videos depending on what happens. We are still trying to figure out how to fix the kitchen catastrophe because the problem happened almost 3 weeks ago, and what we were waiting to come in didn't. We found out it was back ordered and wasn't even coming in until July, which wasn't going to help us any. So we went to the store and we ordered another one, and it was expected to be in on Tuesday, and it's Friday afternoon, and we've heard, well, we heard on Wednesday that it was shipped but hadn't arrived. So yeah, the kitchen is still in a state of catastrophe, and I don't want to explain what happened because you'll hear about it in the video whenever we get it done, depending on how soon this thing arrives and we can get the kitchen put back together again. So if it comes in time, that will be our video for Tuesday. Otherwise, the backup plan is I'm going to give you a tour of my kitchen cabinets, what I'm going to change, what I'm keeping the same, and just kind of the general layout of how my kitchen is, because I'm going to be gradually working my way through some of the kitchen cabinets that I want to fix or clean or rearrange or whatever, and so I'm going to take you guys along with it. So one way or the other, one of those 2 videos will be up on Tuesday. Wednesday will be the basket tutorial, and Thursday is my bariatric update, and we're doing a fashion show because Temu actually sent, the company Temu actually contacted me, and they offered to send me some clothes. Yes, please. Yes. So yeah, so I ordered some like tops from them because I hadn't ordered anything like that before, but I'm also going to be modeling some of the dresses that I've bought before. Yeah, you'll get to see what they look like and to give you a little bariatric update and knee surgery update and all that kind of thing. So that will be Thursday's video. So there will be 3 videos next week. Now it's time for... Now I just have 2 items that I know of in the Come and Get It section, and that is, the first one is Knit Picks. Knit Picks has a sale on their bare yarn. Now if you remember the mini skeins, the ones here that I dyed, they're 10-gram minis. They were $1.50 a piece when I got them. They come in different yarn weights, so they come in from like fingering weight all the way up to worsted. But anyway, they have their mini skeins on sale. They also have I think the mini skeins were running, I wrote it down someplace. Instead of $1.50, they're running anywhere from $1.05 to $1.20 for the mini skeins. If you want to play around with dyeing, there you go. Really super cheap, and if you mess it up, you're only out $1.20 at the most. So, but they also have their full skeins of bare yarn. And sometimes what I have found is also a good way to do things. Sometimes you can buy the whole skein and then divide it up and cut it. I've done that before, made my own mini skein sets out of it. So there's just an option as well. But anyway, they are having a sale on their bare yarns. I'm not sure when the sale ends. I went looking and I couldn't find it, but the link is down below if you want to check it out. That will take you right over to the bare yarn sale. So that is Knit Picks. Lion Brand has a sale running until Monday at 9 a.m. So it's April 3rd, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that is 30% off of their yarn and their kits. So, and that's kind of a normal sale for them, but they ran a really good one earlier this week. It was like 3 skeins for $12. I think that's what it was. Yeah, so $4 a skein for some of their yarns. So that was a good deal, and there was a lot to choose from. I did not get any yarn. I was trying to be good because my house overfloweth with yarn, and I really, yeah, it was tempting, but I did not buy it this time, so we're good. So that are the sales that I know of this week. Yeah, those are the sales that I know of this week. I do have links to other places to buy yarn down below. One of them is Ice Yarns. If you've never checked out Ice Yarns, give them a check out. They do come out of Turkey, so the shipping time, you usually can get 2 or 3 days shipping, but because of all the shipping issues right now, I don't know if that's still working. But the yarn is so cheap that if you figure out the cost of the yarn and include the cost of the shipping and average it out, it's cheaper than buying it out of the store. And they have tons and tons of stuff to choose from. So I haven't purchased from them for a couple years just because I don't need to, but I have purchased from them in the past, and they have really good customer service and everything. And yeah, you can't beat the prices. So check out Ice Yarns. And then of course there's, you know, there's Leisure Arts down there. There's Dollar Tree, which does sell yarn. And what other ones? Annie's Craft Store, which they sell yarn. If you check their clearance section, that's probably the best area for the prices. But they also sell a lot of patterns that are really nice too, and a lot of times they run sales on their patterns. And there's also Lovecrafts, which continually run sales. I give up a lot of times with trying to even tell you all about the sales because there's something constantly on sale. It's like if you click on the link down below, it takes you to their homepage. Just scroll down, you'll see the different sales, and you just click on the sale that you're interested in. So yeah, there's a lot of things down below in the description box. Just click the little thing that says more and it'll all open up, and they're all alphabetical in that section. So that is it for this week, well, for Saturday at least, and I'll see you again on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Thanks again for watching. Bye everybody.